Okay, chapter 22, video 2, budgeting cash receipts. So the cash budget is one of the most important budgets. I literally have seen companies grow themselves to death. That's exactly right. Grow yourself to death. Companies sometimes grow so fast that their accounts receivable or their inventory costs absorb so much cash that they run out of cash to be able to operate the business, and hence they go bankrupt for that reason. It's strange to see that, but it can happen. So the cash budget is one of the most important budgets. You've got to be able to maintain consistent cash flow because it's cash that pays your employees, your vendors, and so forth. But you cannot do the cash budget until you've prepared all the other budgets. And this is the last budget that you prepare before you complete your financial statements going forward. And so here they're just going to give you a variety of examples, but it's really just pulling down all the cash, from sales, money you collect on your accounts receivable, money that's going out for disbursements, for purchases, for salaries, for other expenses. And then you're going to get to the final preliminary cash balance, and this is what operates the business from. And so again, they're just going to go through a variety of examples, and I'm not going to talk about this. I think it's easier for you to read it. But understand, it is literally one of the most important budgets. And then you're going to get into an ending cash balance. This is what you need to do to show to bankers, because it is often that companies have a seasonality when they run low on cash. Well, you want to go to a bank way before you run out of cash. You should be 6 to 9 months ahead of that curve, talking to your banker way before then to secure that line of credit. So it's not uncommon that you do run out of cash during your seasonality periods. And this is the role of a commercial bank, is to facilitate that. But they're not going to take it on a handshake. You've got to demonstrate your business model. And hence the importance of the budgeting process for not only internal management of the company, but showing it to your creditors as well as investors. And here they're just, again, they're just walking you through this process here. And again, it's an important budget. And again, I'm not going to spend time talking to this. And once you get the cash budget completed, then you can do your income statement and then your final balance sheet. Now you're bringing in the different kind of, to do the income statement, you're bringing in all the budgets into play here. And then from the income statement, you're doing a budgeted balance sheet. And I'm not going to talk through this. I think it's easier to be read. I'd rather talk about the concept and the process rather than the detail. The details better through reading. And then you get to retained earnings and how much are you going to pay out in dividends. And so this is what investors look for. They want to see this company growing and so forth. And so these pro formas, they're not standard financials from a historical standpoint, but they are scrutinized by analysts and investors going forward. Because the stock market is always looking forward, not backwards. Activity-based budgeting is another form that's based on activities and so forth. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. I think it's important that you get the basic concept of budgeting down. You do get into production and manufacturing budgets, absolutely, if you have a manufacturing department. And see, that should be the end of chapter 22, and then we'll go ahead and start with 23. Understand that this isn't going to go away in your career or even in this class, because your final project will be a master budget. It'll be a problem out of the book. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start chapter 23.